Welcome back to the USI Career Excellence Series. My name is Megan O'Connor and I'm a career coordinator here in the USI Career Success Center. This is part 5 of our series. We've covered your professional documents for CV, resume, and cover letter development, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, and even develop a targeted job search strategy. Today we're going to be focusing on the human side of career development, networking. Research shows that the majority of positions are filled through relationships and referrals, so the connections you build here at USI truly do matter. Let's talk about how you can do that well and authentically. Today we're going to be bringing it all together with professional networking, which is a skill that will serve you not just in your job search, but throughout your entire career. Here's what we'll cover: why networking is the most powerful career tool, building your professional network from scratch, the art of the informational interview, LinkedIn networking strategies, making the most of professional associations and events, and maintaining relationships over the long term. By the end of this session, you'll have a complete networking strategy and action plan. This is the skill that ties everything together. Your resume gets you in the door, your LinkedIn gets you found, and your interview skills close the deal, but your network creates opportunities in the first place. So let's get started. Now let's take a look at our roadmap to see where we are in our journey. We've completed parts 1 and 2 for our core document creation and parts 3 and 4 for our digital presence and job search strategy. Today we're going to be focusing on part 5, strategic networking, how to build professional relationships that open doors beyond traditional job boards, and then we'll be continuing on our journey to close out our career development portfolio webinar series. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the Career Success Center to schedule one-on-one time with a career coordinator. Let's get started. Let's start with some statistics that illustrate why networking isn't optional, it's essential. 85% of jobs are commonly cited as being filled through networking, not job boards, not applications, networking. When someone refers you, you can potentially skip the ATS altogether and even skip an initial screening. You might even potentially go to the straight top of the pile. Now this connects to what we discussed earlier. 70% of jobs are never publicly advertised. They're filled internally through referrals, through recruiters, through relationships. If you're only applying to posted jobs, you're competing for just 30% of available opportunities. And referred candidates are 4 to 5 times more likely to be hired than someone applying cold online. Think about that ROI. If you spent as much time building relationships as you do filling out applications, your results could potentially be dramatically better. And more than half of professionals found their current job through a personal connection. This isn't a secret. It's how the professional world actually works. So let's dispel some myths. Cold emailing strangers is not what we consider networking. And asking people randomly for jobs, again, is not what we would consider networking. Collecting business cards at events and never following up is not what we would consider networking. Transactional interactions where you only reach out when you need something is not what networking is about. Real networking is building genuine relationships over time, offering value to others before asking for anything, and creating mutual benefit. You help them, they help you. Porter Gale said it perfectly. Your network is your net worth. The relationships you build today will pay dividends for decades. So here's the mindset shift. Stop thinking of networking as something you do when you need a job. Start thinking of it as an ongoing investment in your career. Now let's talk about the structure of a professional network, because not all connections are equal. First, your inner circle. These are your 5 to 10 closest professional relationships. Mentors, advisors, former bosses who advocate for you. These people will pick up the phone when you call. They'll write recommendation letters and they'll make introductions without hesitation. But building your inner circle takes time. These relationships develop over years, not weeks, but they're invaluable. Next, your professional network. This is your broader professional community. 50 to 150 people you stay in regular contact with, from former colleagues to classmates to people you've worked with on projects. You might not talk every month, but you maintain the relationship. Next is your extended network. This is everyone else, your LinkedIn connections, people you've met at conferences, acquaintances in your field. These are weaker ties, but research shows weak ties are often more valuable for job searching because they connect you to different networks than your own. You have incredible networking resources right here. USI Mentor Match is a program through the Alumni Office where USI graduates have actively volunteered to guide current students. You can request a mentor for a one-time conversation on topics like resume reviews or interview prep or career exploration, or build a longer-term mentoring relationship. Apply through Career Launch. This is one of the most underutilized resources on campus, and it's completely free. And don't forget about your professors. They have industry connections and often know who's hiring. And think about guest speakers in your program. Make sure you connect after they present. And don't forget about career fairs and employer events because these are events that employers come to because they want to meet you. And join at least one professional association in your field. If you want ideas, feel free to do some research or come and visit us in the Career Success Center so we can brainstorm about some opportunities that would be great for fit for you. And don't forget about underestimating online connections. LinkedIn can offer strategic outreach. Industry Slack communities can as well, and virtual conferences can really help you expand your network with diverse subject matter experts and people that you want to make colleagues in the future. And don't forget about professional X communities. Quality over quantity is what matters most when you're building your professional network. 100 meaningful connections are more valuable than 1,000 random LinkedIn contacts. Focus on building real relationships, not just numbers. And ask yourself, do you have 5 to 10 people you could call tomorrow who would help you? If not, that's your first priority. Now let's talk about the informational interview because this is powerful and it's an often underutilized networking tool. An informational interview is a 20 to 30-minute conversation where you ask the questions. You're not asking for a job. You're learning about someone's career path, gathering industry insights, and building a relationship. Why does this work? Because people love talking about themselves and their careers. And when you show genuine interest in someone's journey, you become memorable. Here's how you ask. Just send a message that says, "Hi, my name is, and I'm a graduate student. Mention your program at USI Exploring Careers in, mention your field. I found your profile inspiring, especially your work at, mention the company or project. Would you have 20 minutes for a brief call to share your career insights? I'd be grateful for any advice." Notice what this does. It states who you are and why you're reaching out. It also shows you've done your research because you're mentioning something specific. It asks for a small commitment, 20 minutes, and it makes it about them, their insights, and their advice. Be sure to prepare 5 to 7 questions in advance. Some great ideas might include, how did you get started in this field? What does a typical day look like in your role? What skills are most important for success, or what do you wish you knew when you were starting out? You can also ask about what challenges is industry facing, or what professional organizations do you recommend? And always end with, who else do you suggest I speak with? This is how one conversation becomes a chain of referrals. And remember, for best success, be specific about why you chose them because generic requests get ignored. Keep to your time limit. If you said 20 minutes, end at 20 minutes. And be sure to follow up with a thank you within 24 hours, email and through LinkedIn. But also ask for referrals about who else you should talk to. And please, this is a critical warning. Never ask for a job in an informational interview. The moment you ask, the dynamic changes. They go from mentor mode to gatekeeper mode. So focus on learning and relationship building. If they want to help you find a job, they'll offer. But here's the magic. People who do informational interviews will often get job offers because they didn't ask for one. They built a relationship, stayed in touch, and when a position opened, they were top of mind. So aim to conduct 2 to 3 informational interviews per month during your active job search. Now let's talk about LinkedIn networking strategies, because LinkedIn is the primary platform for professional networking, but I want to make sure you understand how to do it effectively. The first is a connection request. You have 300 characters for your connection request. Use them strategically. A bad request is just sending a connection request with no personalized messaging. A good request is where you're going to make something customized to the person that you're looking to connect with and noticing something about their career path or a contribution to a post they've made on LinkedIn. This shows that you're a real person with a genuine interest and not someone who's just mass connecting. I always recommend that before you actually ask anyone for anything, engage with their content first. Read some of their posts, write some thoughtful comments, or share industry articles with your own perspective. You can also congratulate them on work anniversaries, promotions, or new jobs. Aim for 3 to 5 meaningful interactions daily. This takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and it dramatically increases your visibility. When it comes to who you connect with, I'd recommend you start with USI alumni in your field and then move on to hiring managers at your target companies, not just HR. After that, I would start exploring industry thought leaders. Even if they don't accept your connection request, you can still follow them. From there, I would move to expand to recruiters specializing in your field, and finally peers in your graduate program, and these are most likely to be your future colleagues. After someone accepts your connection request, don't let your new connections go cold. Send a thank you message within 24 hours. Reference something specific from their profile. Offer value, share a relevant article or a resource, or ask a thoughtful question. The worst thing that you can do after you connect is to immediately ask for something. Build the relationship first. And you can use Copilot to help you draft personalized messages, but just be sure to edit it afterwards to add your own personal touch. Personalized connection requests have a 300% higher acceptance rate than generic ones. That's the difference between networking that works and networking that doesn't. And before you start reaching out, make sure you know where you're headed. The Stepping Blocks platform is a data-driven tool that shows you real career outcomes for USI graduates in your major, including the jobs, industries, and salaries that others have landed. Use it to identify the roles and companies worth targeting, and then hop over to LinkedIn with a clear purpose. Find the link to Stepping Blocks and all of our career sources at usi.edu/career-success. Another great opportunity for professional network is joining professional associations and attending events above and beyond how you network on LinkedIn. I highly recommend that you ask your professors which associations they recommend and which events are worth attending. Before you do attend a professional networking event, please understand that preparation is everything. Review the attendee or speaker list if available, identify 3 to 5 specific people you want to meet, and prepare your 30-second introduction. Also prepare 2 to 3 conversation starters relevant to the event, and bring business cards. Yes, I promise you, people still do use them. During the event, arrive early. There are fewer people, so it's easier to start conversations. Look for people standing alone because they're usually happy to talk, and ask open-ended questions like what brings you here today, or what are you working on? Listen more than you talk. People remember how you made them feel, not exclusively what you said. And remember to take notes on your phone after conversations because you'll forget details otherwise. After the event, this is where most people fail. Connect on LinkedIn within 24 hours while they still remember you. Reference your specific conversation, like great talking about healthcare innovation. And if you promise to send something, send it immediately. Add contacts to your tracking spreadsheet and schedule a reminder for your next touch point. And make sure you have your 30-second intro ready. Here's an example. Hi, I'm, list your name, an MHA student at USI focusing on, list your specialty. I'm currently working on project or practicum and am interested in career area. What brings you here today? This tells them who you are, what you do, what you're interested in, and invites them to share about themselves. Practice this until it's natural, not rehearsed sounding. And here's a tip. Most professional associations offer significantly discounted student memberships. Some are free for students. Always ask about student rates because the answer is usually yes. Now let's touch on how to maintain relationships over time, because here's where most networkers fail. They build relationships and then let them die, but the real value of networking comes from maintaining relationships over time. 80% of networking value comes from nurturing relationships long term, not just the initial meeting. That first conversation is just the beginning. If you think about it, when you meet someone at an event and you never follow up, what was the point? But if you stay in touch, that connection compounds in value over years. Here are some practical ways to maintain relationships without being annoying. Share relevant articles that they'd find useful. Saw this, thought of you. Congratulate them on promotions or achievements. LinkedIn makes this pretty easy. Comment meaningfully on their LinkedIn posts. Send holiday or birthday greetings. And make introductions. You should meet XYZ person. You'll have a lot in common. Make sure you touch base every 2 to 3 months at minimum with your key contacts. Set calendar reminders if you need to. And please, stop thinking about what can I get. Start thinking instead, what can I give? Industry news and research they might have missed, introductions to your connections, perspectives from your graduate program because fresh ideas are valuable, event recommendations, and genuine appreciation and support. The principle is give before you ask, build up goodwill before you ever need something. And you also need to make sure you have a system to track your network. A simple spreadsheet works. Name, company, how you met, lost contact date, key personal details like spouse name, interest, kids, topics you've discussed, and next follow-up date. Review this weekly, set calendar reminders, and treat relationship maintenance as a regular part of your professional life, not something you just do when you need a job. And when you don't know what to say, it's okay to just say, hey, I wanted to share a brief update about myself and would love to catch up with you sometime when works best for you. This is a natural, warm, and it keeps the relationship alive without asking for anything specific from them, just an opportunity to connect. So it's best practice to set a weekly habit where you schedule 30 minutes to maintain your network, send 2 to 3 check-in messages, engage with 5 to 10 LinkedIn posts, and review your tracking spreadsheet. This small investment pays dividends throughout your career. Now let's wrap up this session with your resources and action plan. Remember, the USI Career Success Center is here to help answer any questions you have. And don't forget about the Mentor Match program through the Alumni Department, where you can go through Career Launch to find and sign up for a mentor. Alumni have opted in to help students, so use this to your advantage. And watch for USI career fairs in the fall and spring. Also, graduate student networking mixer opportunities and employer information sessions, because these are networking opportunities, not just presentations. And be sure to review some of the resources for professional local organization networking opportunities. For your 7-day action plan, focus on days 1 and 2, activating the USI Alumni Mentor Match program and Career Launch. Browse the database, identify 3 to 5 potential alumni you'd like to connect with. On days 3 to 4, send 5 personalized LinkedIn connection requests using the template we discussed. Focus on people at your target companies or in roles you're interested in. Days 5 to 6, request your first informational interview. Use the template. Start with someone you have some connection to, like a USI alum or a mentor. a second degree connection, or someone you went to the same school with. On day 7, create your network tracking spreadsheet. Add everyone you've connected with this week and set reminders for follow-ups. In our next session, please tune in to learn more. Thank you so much for joining us for this webinar. Networking is a skill, and now you have the framework to do it authentically and effectively. In part 6, we're going to be heading into the interview room. We'll walk through how to prepare for just about every type of interview you could face, mastering the STAR method and showing up with confidence. If you have any questions, please reach out to the Career Success Center. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in session 6.